Imagine you're scanning the crypto landscape, looking for the next big breakout, but instead of chasing flashy meme coins or wild DeFi startups, you're betting on Ethereum's future. That's where Layer 2s come in. These are the under-the-radar power lanes built to make Ethereum faster, cheaper, and more scalable. They're infrastructure, not hype. But if one of them truly takes off, it could change the game. Today, we're diving headfirst into 5 Layer 2 projects that show real promise for explosive growth in 2025. We're starting with number 5 and working our way up to the most exciting contender. Let's begin with number 5, MetisDAO. This project hasn't yet broken into mainstream hype, but that's part of why it's so interesting. MetisDAO is an optimistic rollup with a twist aiming to become more than just a transaction layer. It's building a full-scale Web3 operating system. Think DeFi protocols, NFT communities, DAOs, and even traditional apps all running within one modular ecosystem. The Metis rollup handles low fees and high throughput, and its unique value log technology provides built-in auditability between Layer 2 and Layer 3.1. That creates trust and transparency for projects that want to move fast and scale while staying secure. Right now, Metis is relatively quiet, but because it's infrastructure with hands in so many domains, the next bull cycle could shine a spotlight on it. For investors who believe in the future of on-chain organizations, the DAOs, the social tokens, the decentralized governance MetisDAO could be a sleeper hit ready to wake up. At number 4, we gravitate towards something more established. Base. Launched by Coinbase, Base has the advantage of being backed by one of the most recognized names in crypto. It's an optimistic rollup built to support decentralized apps and DeFi, while tapping directly into Coinbase's massive user base. This means developers on Base don't just target hardcore crypto nerds, they tap into millions of people already signing into Coinbase accounts. That's enormous user potential. What I find exciting is the subtle snowball effect. As more users deploy contracts, wallets get funded, and transactions grow, Base benefits. The fees stay incredibly low, speed is high, and developer tools are top-notch. It hasn't gotten the same media blitz as some other rollups yet, but its pedigree and access to capital give it explosive potential. If applications start popping up fast and users follow, Base could easily catch fire in 2025. Number 3 on our list is Scroll Network. Scroll, a ZK rollup, has been methodically building its stack with developer-first tooling, zkEVM compatibility, a thriving testnet, and partnerships with major wallets and block explorers. It's not flashy, but it's what I call engineers' hype. Scroll speaks directly to the developers who demand Ethereum compatibility, plus zero-knowledge proofs for privacy and scalability. ZK rollups are more efficient than optimistic rollups, especially for data throughput and gas savings. That makes them powerful infrastructure for future applications. Scroll hasn't pumped yet on price hype, but it's quietly gaining credibility with dev communities and early adopters. If 2025 is the year ZK rollups prove their worth at scale, Scroll could be one of the biggest beneficiaries. No lights, just technical power and real-world usage. Now, before we get to number 2, there's one more rollup I want to shout out: Linea, created by Consensus. Though it doesn't quite crack the top 5 today, it's so strategically positioned that I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a dark horse in 2025. Linea brings all the dev tools, wallets, and ecosystem tabs that Ethereum developers expect, plus it's backed by the company that built MetaMask. Access to that infrastructure, plus deep integrations with wallets and protocols, gives it a tremendous runway. So even though it didn't make the numbered list this time, keep it on your radar. It might quietly become indispensable before peak mania hits. All right, zkSync. If rollup is the future, zkSync is one of its most polished examples. Built by Matter Labs, zkSync started as a payment-centric system and has evolved into a fully zkEVM-compatible rollup with developer tooling, bridges, and incentives steadily improving. In 2024, zkSync introduced zkSync Lite and zkSync Era, paving the way for high-speed, low-cost, low-friction contracts and dApps. The team has been rolling out ecosystem grants, hackathons, wallet and exchange integrations, and partnerships with DeFi protocols. All these efforts have fueled serious activity on the network. The token launch, when it finally happens, could catalyze explosive upside as users and developers scramble to stake, vote, and participate. If adoption continues to build at the pace we're seeing, 2025 could be zkSync's breakout year. And finally, at the top spot, number one, which I'll argue is prime for the most explosive upside, is Arbitrum. Yes, Arbitrum is the big-name Layer 2 that everyone has heard of, but often the obvious pick is still the right one. And here's why this one still tops the list. Arbitrum was the first EVM-compatible optimistic rollup to scale Ethereum in a user-friendly way. It created a massive developer following, deployed hundreds of tokens, hosted billions in TVL, and birthed a vibrant ecosystem of apps, NFTs, and funds. That infrastructure didn't happen overnight, it was organic and consistent. Now the network is rolling out features like Nitro, which improves gas efficiency and transaction speed even further, and plans for DA rollups and more interoperability tools. Most importantly, Arbitrum just passed the test of time. It's battle-tested, trust minimized, and positioned at the center of Ethereum scaling. When the bull market returns, markets do not tend to sniff out blue-chip rollups and fail to reward them. If usage goes exponential again, Arbitrum's ecosystem, which spans DeFi, NFT, and gaming, stands to double, triple, or even quadruple in value. That's what puts Arbitrum ahead, again, because infrastructure like that doesn't get replaced easily, it only builds deeper. So that's the countdown. MetisDAO sitting quietly at number 5, Base backing high-potential devs and a huge user base, Scroll Network riding subtle zkEVM momentum, zkSync building awareness and staking pipeline, and Arbitrum reigning as the most battle-ready and valuable Layer 2 right now. Let's talk about the realistic upside scenario for each. MetisDAO could quietly run from a low-mid leaderboard to an ecosystem play that hosts DAOs, social tokens, and decentralized applications powered by on-chain governance. If it succeeds in gaining traction, prices could follow X5 or X10 from the current levels. Base could benefit from Coinbase's reach and end up hosting everyday user-friendly crypto apps that tap into mainstream audiences, creating a network effect that eventually drives token demand through usage fees and governance voting. If Base becomes the rails for simple DeFi usage, its upside could easily be a multi-fold increase. Scroll Network could become synonymous with zkEVM development, offering privacy, compatibility, and scalability. As developers flock to zk tooling, Scroll's ecosystem could heat up fast, delivering explosive value gains. zkSync, with its broad tool set, public testnet leads, and bridge integrations, is sitting on something that bridges the gap between legacy Ethereum dApps and next-gen apps. If the launch aligns with growing DeFi, gaming, and consumer demand, its token could see blow-off market activity. Think X10 or more in a scenario where DeFi and mass market apps onboard quickly. And Arbitrum, the biggest name of all, could consolidate value. Even if it doesn't claim the asymmetric returns of a wild new entrant, its sheer density of ecosystem partners, apps, liquidity, and uptime give it a structural edge. In a mature bull cycle, tokens with real liquidity and utility don't just move up, they become hard value anchors. Arbitrum could comfortably double or triple if networks expand and usage grows, with the potential for more if innovations accelerate. But again, let's stay grounded. These projections are based on continued adoption and favorable market cycles. If cycles delay, or if regulation disrupts DeFi or rollup usage, that could suppress token value even for the strongest Layer 2. As you consider this list, the question becomes, how do you position yourself? Some people wait. Some deploy gradually. Others accumulate over time, preparing for the next wave. My approach would be diversifying across these 5, favoring dev-led infrastructure picks like Scroll and zkSync, but balancing with ecosystem giants like Arbitrum and potential breakout names like Metis and Base. As always, this is not financial advice, but it is a map of infrastructure trends you can choose to follow. If you found value in this analysis, let me know which Layer 2 you're rooting for. Are you staking, testing, building, or just holding for the boom? Drop a comment and share your strategy. And if you're enjoying deep dives into crypto's most critical infrastructure plays, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay ahead of the curve. Layer 2s are more than just tokens, they're the backbone shaping Ethereum's future. If you believe in Ethereum's potential as the foundation of Web3, then these Layer 2 names deserve your attention. Stay curious, stay cautious, and I'll see you in the next wave of the blockchain scaling revolution.